Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. My day is going pretty good, although I am a bit out of breath. I've just come from the basement. Me and Garen are hitting the punch bag, and I tell you what, I am so unfit. I feel like I've run a marathon and my hands are absolutely killing me. They are so sore. I don't have any gloves or anything, and it's a big old heavy bag, and yeah, I went to town on it, and yeah, anyway, stop moaning, Jono. Today we are reacting to, this is America's M142 HIMARS. HIMARS. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you know what I mean. But before we get into today's video, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out. This is America's M142 HIMARS.
This is America's High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, HIMARS.
I didn't know that's what it stood for.
Fire!
Oh my god. I thought it was driven there and then they were controlled remotely. I had no idea. I don't know why I didn't think there was people in those vehicles. Look at the flippin'. That is, I don't think I'd have the balls to sit in there. Watch it.
Fire!
Oh my god. There's no way I'd sit in there.
The M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, HIMARS, has been getting a lot of press lately due to the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine. The HIMARS is a full-spectrum, combat-proven, all-weather, 24/7 lethal and responsive wheeled precision strike weapon system. HIMARS stands as a combat-proven mainstay in the Army's fleet of launchers and supports one of the Army's top modernization priorities, long-range precision fires. The rocket launcher provides close and long-range precision rocket and missile fire support for joint forces, early entry expeditionary forces, contingency forces, and field artillery brigades supporting brigade combat teams. Showcase.
I tell you what, the videos obviously don't do justice on how loud it must be. I'd love to... No. I wouldn't love to hear it in real life, but you know what I mean? I don't know if I could get a sense of how loud it is, because it sounds that... I can just imagine how that like reverberates.
Field artillery brigades supporting brigade combat teams. Showcasing its strength and lethal payload, HIMARS is deployed in theaters worldwide. We have an incredible team across the country dedicated to the continued success of HIMARS, said Colonel Guy Yelverton, Program Executive Office Missiles in Space, Strategic and Operational Rockets and Missiles Project Office Project Manager. As a field artilleryman myself, I'm very proud of our combined effort to field HIMARS to soldiers and field artillery units around the world. The HIMARS is designed to support joint early and forced entry expeditionary operations with high-volume destructive, suppressive, and counter-battery fires.
Jesus.
Developed in the late 1990s for use by the U.S. Army, it's the wheeled version of the M270 MLRS. The M142 HIMARS is made up of two different components, the launcher and a 5-ton truck chassis from the U.S. Army's family of medium tactical vehicles.
Jesus.
While large, it's not as big as other similar systems. Weighing in at 35,800 pounds when loaded, and at only 7 meters in length, the HIMARS is equipped to carry 6 227mm guided artillery rockets or one MGM-140 ATACMS missile. The pod in which the weapons are mounted is identical to the twin ones equipped by the M270, giving it 50.
I'm usually like, oh, that's so cool, or that's amazing. This thing genuinely gives me it's quite scary, the power that, like, because you don't usually get to see it up as close as they're showing it with this launcher. It's mental.
50% of its counterparts firepower.
Look at that.
Given the variation in munitions, the system has an effective targeting distance of between 5 and 190 miles. The High Mobility Artillery Rocket System is operated by a crew of 3, the driver, gunner, and launcher chief. However, the computer-based fire control system enables a crew of 2 or a single soldier to load and unload the system. The fire control system includes video, keyboard control, a gigabyte of program storage, and global positioning system, GPS. The launcher can aim at a target in just 16 seconds. It's possible for the crew to select pre-programmed multiple mission sequences, which have been stored in the computer.
That noise.
Exactly how much does HIMARS cost? Manufacturer Lockheed Martin refused to give cost estimates, instead referring queries to the U.S. Army's Aviation and Missile Command. The cost of HIMARS is split between the launcher itself and separate contracts for various munitions, including guided and unguided rockets and the ATACMS missiles.
Sorry.
Some estimates put the cost of a HIMARS guided rocket at $100,000 to $200,000 apiece, or an ATACMS at more than $700,000 apiece. HIMARS is attributed.
Like, this is a weird way of looking at it. Think of how much $200,000 would change your life, and then think of the way $200,000 shaped in that form is changing someone else's life. It's crazy. It's scary, man.
Due to the dedication and commitment of those who have developed, tested, built, fielded, and operated this battle-tested, lethal, and highly responsive rocket launcher, said Daryl Colvin, Program Executive Office Missiles and Space Deputy Program Executive Officer, who served as a lieutenant colonel and field manager for the Field Artillery Launchers Product Office HIMARS program when the launcher first deployed. I congratulate and appreciate the broad team for supporting the HIMARS mission and delivering this critical capability to the warfighter. HIMARS launcher addresses Army readiness now and in the future to achieve overmatch, deter threats, and win the future fight, Colvin said. Through constant preservation and innovative progression, HIMARS flexes its strength on the military front lines and enables global joint all-domain efforts.
This thing genuinely scares me.
Use of the M142 HIMARS. The primary and first country to equip the M142 HIMARS is the United States. In May 2005, the system was introduced to the U.S. Army's 3rd Battalion, 27th Field Artillery Regiment, 17th Airborne Corps Artillery. It has since seen its use expanded to other areas of the Army, as well as with the Army National Guard.
Sorry if you can hear some banging and things. I don't know who's just come in downstairs, but they bang in the doors.
Seen its use expanded to other areas of the Army, as well as with the Army National Guard and the U.S. Marine Corps. Other countries that have adopted the HIMARS into their weapons catalog are Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, Romania, Jordan, and Ukraine.
Oh, Romania.
With others discussing the possibility of operating the system in the future. The HIMARS has seen use in a handful of conflicts, most notably the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The U.S. Army used the system in Iraq to avoid damaging buildings when fighting urban.
Gosh, the power of those things. It's like a flippin' sandstorm.
The U.S. Army used the system in Iraq to avoid damaging buildings when fighting urban battles, and it played a key role in the Battle of Mosul in October 2016.
Oh my God!
There's played a key role in the Battle of Mosul in October 2016. There's been use of HIMARS in the Syrian civil war as well. The U.S. Army fired rockets into Syria in support of the rebels in March 2016. A month later, it was announced the U.S. would be deploying the system to Turkey as part of the battle against ISIS. On June 23, 2022, the first HIMARS arrived in Ukraine, according to Ukraine's defense minister, Oleg.
It was a big deal, even here in Slovakia. It was all over the news, and it's like when they arrived, it was crazy.
2 days later, Ukraine started deploying the system, according to Ukraine's General Staff, Valery Zaluzhny. Artillerymen of the Armed Forces of Ukraine skillfully hit certain targets, military targets of the enemy on our Ukrainian territory.
Jesus.
Marines kill target with HIMARS and F-35 in devastating pairing. According to Lieutenant General Stephen R. Rudder, Deputy Commandant for Aviation, the U.S. Marine Corps have achieved a milestone when a target was destroyed by connecting an F-35B Lightning II aircraft with a HIMARS rocket shot for the first time. We were able to connect the F-35 to a HIMARS to a rocket shot, and we were able to target a particular Conex box, Rudder told audience members Friday at an aviation readiness discussion at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, or CSIS. The shot was all done through data link, according to Rudder. The F-35 used sensors and pushed data about the location of the target that was then fed to a HIMARS system.
He makes it sound so easy. Oh, we were able to connect it to, like, what the hell?
Data about the location of the target that was then fed to a HIMARS system. The HIMARS unit then destroyed the target. It's all about sensor to shooter, Rudder said. Last fall, the Corps successfully fired and destroyed a target 70 kilometers out on land from the deck of the amphibious transport dock Anchorage. HIMARS launchers will fire the Future Long-Range Precision Strike Missile. Tactical missile designers at Lockheed Martin Corporation will build launchers for next-generation surface-to-surface rockets designed to destroy enemy targets as far away as 310 miles. HIMARS launchers will fire the Army's Future Long-Range Precision Strike Missile, PrSM, a surface-to-surface, all-weather, precision strike-guided missile fired from the M270A1 MLRS and the M142 HIMARS. PrSM should enter service in 2023. PrSM is to replace non-insensitive and cluster munition versions of the Army MGM-140 ATACMS. It'll provide Army and U.S. Marine Corps field artillery units with long-range and deep strike capability. The PrSM will destroy, neutralize, or suppress targets at ranges of 43 to 250 miles using indirect precision fires. The baseline missiles will be able to engage a wide variety of targets at ranges as long as 310 miles. It'll emphasize imprecisely located area and point targets. Primary emphasis for follow-on upgrades will be increased range, lethality, and ability to attack time-sensitive, moving, hardened, and fleeting targets. By 2025, the Army will be able to use the long-range PrSM to attack and destroy moving enemy ships operating offshore at ranges out to about 310 miles, while the weapon primarily has surface-to-surface applications for use against enemy air defenses, troop fortifications, and armored vehicle columns. The PrSM is being configured with an advanced targeting multi-mode seeker to include maritime strike.
Oh my god!
The new targeting seeker, multi-mode seeker,
watch all the fragments come through.
To include maritime strike. The new targeting seeker
man,
has completed a captive carry test wherein it flew aboard an aircraft against representative targets in preparation for further testing and ultimate deployment.
That sound. I tell you what, you see that thing coming, it's time to put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Holy crap. I don't get like, I'm not trying to be all hardcore in that, but usually I watch them and I've got quite an open mind. That and submarines are probably the two scariest things I've seen so far. I mean, the atoms, the nuclear bombs and that, obviously, they there, but that thing, the power that it has is like, it's crazy. And to a lot of you, you're probably going to be like, what are you talking about? You've reacted to like heliplanes, helicopters and airplanes and bloody aircraft carriers and stuff like that. But I don't know, for some reason, that really freaks me out, that thing. It is a beast. And I don't know why I thought this. I never thought that they were actually in the vehicle when it fired. I thought it was parked up and then they were like remotely controlled, like the drones and that are. I had no idea you got to sit in there while that thing fires off. No thank you. Have you seen the I don't know, I'm too much of a I'm too scared. I wouldn't have the balls to. That is insane. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget to hug a loved one and I will see you in the next video. Peace.